Good evening, everyone. Today we'll see about Revit structure steels. We are brushing this up. We are already gone through about steel structure, but we'll brush it up one more time. I am creating one new project. Uh, Architecture looks fine. Okay, let me go through quickly. So follow me carefully. So let, to start with structural modeling, we need a couple of things. So one is grids and another one is levels. Levels for this sample project, I am leaving the levels as it is. So before that, we can create some grids. Most probably, we'll be seeing fully of steels today, and I'm going to create some grid, one vertical grid, and I can type GR as a shortcut for a grid, and I can use the put line, and I can give the offset way of maybe 8 or 10. Maybe it seems I have to check the units first, whether in which unit it is there. So units in millimeter. So I can change into 2.5 first based on my convenience. I'm typing BR again, and if it's part, I can use maybe 10 feet. Part acceptance. Okay. Okay. So you can see it was automatically generating with the new name. Okay. We have seen this already. Also, we can change this maybe also look G or shortcut. What offset is 10. Okay. Now let me place the columns. Here in Excel column, the steel column is there. Here we can place individually like this, or else we can use the add grids option, and we have to select all the grids, and it will automatically place at the intersections of the grids. And we can see we can get the time. Also we have to undo it because it may be placed, but it will be placed below it. Since we haven't updated the levels, I can undo this and go the columns again, and that grids, selecting the grids. Here I have to um, give the constraints properly. Here unconnected is up to level 1. So this consistent depth level 0. Here, level, level 1 here. Plus the column from level 1 and level 0. That's it. That's everything will pop up on the output. Let's check in elevation whether it was placed exactly at the levels. Here I can't able to see any columns. I have to check here fine. Then only I can able to see the columns here. Okay, columns are visible. Let's check in 3D column is there. Okay. So now let me create some beam, the same beam where the same angles also we can place, but for now I'm creating one two beam structure like this, and I can use copy to copy it, and it will be placing exactly. Let's check in 3D view, and I can drag it and place it somewhere here, so I can always go to my 3D view, and I can work here in 2D. Same thing, I can provide in this directions also.
Right, nice.
Okay, I can copy this element, or else I can use the beam systems. We have seen this already. It's a simple thing. We can provide a box at center line, and we have to indicate at which direction we want the beams should be. Maybe this side I want. I click OK, it will generate beams, but I want the facings of 10 feet. Okay. Now if I click OK, it will get generated here also. I think. So, 10 feet. Open, add maybe some minimum spacing. It will be 10. Okay. Now fine. I'm going to cross check whether any beams is okay. There is no beam is overridden while doing beam system. I don't need to I can delete this. Maybe I want between the cantilever. This things can extend maybe further to here. So I want to change this. I need to drag this arrow key. I said it will get more. Okay. Using the arrow key, you can able to adjust the beams. You want to drag it outside or inwards. The same can be copied. Using green and the second little bit. Okay. So in this case, I want these things need to be joined. For that, we can go to C tab and we can check here. Miller option is there. Click Miller, can select these two and enter and we see which direction. Now it will, you can see it was scoped properly. So this is how we have to do the trimming in steel structures. For that, we have to go to steel tab, and before we can select the beams and then go to steel tab, and if we click Miller, it will automatically get joined like that. This is the use of Miller. And there is another options also there, like north is there, and here you can see here is the column was coming outside and beam was flashing here. Lots of issues is happening. We want to give an scope, then it will be looking nice, I think so. So let us try giving scope, not a scope, maybe. Let me go to steel, divide the north. Now here we can able to see this beam got terminated here. And since you have to understand these two bubbles, the same we get here also. These two bubbles will indicate which one is primary and which one is secondary. If the column is primary, it will terminate the secondary one. The beam is now the secondary one. You can able to see the secondary one. If my beam is primary, if I just click that ball here, and here we can able to see the beam is primary and the column is secondary. So the column is get trimmed below the beam. Hope you can understand this concept. So if we want the beam should be terminated here and the column has to be go above means we have to use the primary and secondary option and we have to use the separate beam for from here to here. Like that, if we want, we have to use that steel option. Under the steel option, we can get to the knot option. It's also called coping. And if for coping, you have to select the elements you want and go to the steel option. You can do the knots. You can get terminated like that. And if you swap these things, you can get your primary and secondary options to be as simple as that. Okay. So again, I want this column need to be attached like this. So here, let me try the notching again. Selecting this notch. And here, I try to give the primary option here. Now we can able to see the beam is get notched perfectly. At the point it was getting trimmed like that. Okay, so this beam is not get fully connected, but if we want, we can drag it and we can map it and pin and we can send this inside this shape until the point. And simple, we have to select the two beams and we can go to steel section and using the notch option, we can give the notch as simple as that. Okay, fine. Now we have seen the notch and fork elements. Now we'll see how to do the connections, like the bolts and nuts and every other elements also need to be placed in the steel structural modeling means we need to provide the connection details. It's called the fabrication details. It's LOD 400 and it's most high detailing element parts. And if you want those things, go to steel tab. Under steel tab, you can see connection option is there. So to click the connection option, there is only generic connection is there. There is no other family will be loaded. So if you want the connections in the Revit, you can able to see that small arrow is there under the connection tab. If you click that connection, that small arrow, you will get open with bunch of connection options and other default everything is there. So I can select everything I want. I can add it, and if or else I can simply select what I want, and I can add those things only. For now, I can add everything, and if I click OK, if I go to the connection tab, I click the drop down. Now we can able to see everything is loaded. Okay. Now I want to add a connection detail for this two gene. Let me try adding those things, like go into the steel tab, go into the connection, and here in the connection, let me select the beams first and go to the steel and give a connection. The temporary connection has been created, and give some maybe I want some bolts and needs to be clicked both in. Check it can be this will work. Okay. Now it was get structured and created. One can go to VD, okay, always being fine detail, then you can able to see the connection details clearly. Also, selecting the plugins, go into steel tab, creating connection, and the connection maybe. So here while giving connection, we have some couple of options with us, and we can provide those options like for a weld we want in main one, we don't want the main, or we want in only in secondary. So it will be update as per those things. If I want the welded elements in only on uh, secondary and other things is to be bolded. So if I click the secondary will be considered as welded one, and the main will be considered as a screwed one. So there will be some screw notches will be there. The same for the top and other details. If we want to trim some cut points of that plates and the further details based on our provided details, which we want to adjust the bolt and every elements involving in the project, we can able to using these options, we can able to update those things. And for now, I can leave as it is. And this this one will be for the slope, the beam versus inclined beam, and for the option two. Can follow this. We can able to see bolts and nuts clearly. So if I want to remove any of the elements which was previously linked in this project, including this connection, we can use that. We can consider this as a group elements, and we can edit the elements with other things. But for now, I just wanted to add some screws or net names. So using this kind of options in detailed parameters, we can able to update how many boards we want and how many um, how much of the length and what will be the height and bolt net, bolt thickness. Those details we can able to update with respect to those things. Not only this connection, also the columns base state and other elements involving in the product. Like you click any one column and if you want to add some base plate of the column, you can go to steel and connections and under the connections we can able to see some of the base plate elements will be there. Like here. So this kind of ready-made and free available materials we can able to add whatever the elements we can able to incorporate in the steel connections. So just to make it even more visible, we can go in plan view or else we can take in sections, whether it was getting updated in section view also, we can check it. Um, always checking section view whether everything is going but or everything is okay. And with the same, we can add some footings we want for the columns. You can go to structural and isolated footing. Can add structural footings. To see below the foundation details also, we have to go to view range. VR is the view range socket, and here I can adjust this view range. Bottom I want unlimited and view depth maybe minus 10 feet above the bottom. Unlimited. Okay. If I click OK, I can able to see the footing in floor plan view. Same I can copy here also. Here I can see the bolt is getting anchored with the footing. Can check in wireframe. Okay. Fine. So these are the structural steel elements which will be in most crucial part while doing the steel modeling. Also, there is some couple of options are also available in steel tab. Like if you want to cut any beam, you can use the contour cuts and the sharpening tool, or else you can use contour cut here. And we have to create set a plane from tool tab for the plane. Let me go in section view. So these contour cuts will create some openings in the beams we created, and based on our profile shape, the contours also can be annotated and edited. So,